What are you doing here? I never invited you, Sophia sneered, her eyes gleaming with icy contempt. Her words struck me like a slap. My chest tightened as I struggled to process what she had just said. What do you mean? We're family. We belong here, don't we? My voice wavered, a mix of confusion and hurt creeping in. Sophia's lips curled into a cruel smirk. Having a family as poor and pathetic as yours at our wedding? What a disgrace. A sharp sting of humiliation burned through me. My temples throbbed and my mouth filled with bitterness. I don't consider you family. Now get out, she spat, loud enough for the guests to turn and stare. Rage bubbled beneath my humiliation. One thought echoed in my mind: had we made a mistake by coming here? My name is Molly. I'm 35 years old, a housewife, and I live with my husband, Albert, and our 11-year-old daughter, Meline. Albert and I have been married for 12 years. We met in college, where he once told me, "You're the only one for me, Molly. I can't imagine marrying anyone else." At the time, I thought he was crazy to be so sure so early on, especially when we were still getting to know each other. But Albert had always been kind and thoughtful. When I fell sick, he made me porridge. He handled the grocery shopping and even did my laundry. Over time, it became clear. Albert was the person I wanted to spend my life with. We dated from our first year of college and rarely argued, but by our 4th year, we hit our first real challenge. I found a job quickly, but Albert struggled. His dream company rejected him, leaving him lost. We had planned to marry as soon as I graduated, but reality wasn't so simple. My older brother Gavin was in medical school, working tirelessly to become a doctor. We were close. He always checked in on me and supported my relationship with Albert. "How's Albert holding up?" Gavin asked one day. "It's tough," I admitted. "He's still searching for a job and doesn't know what to do next." Despite his packed schedule, Gavin made time to visit and cheer me up. He and Albert got along like real brothers, which made me proud. Albert, unlike me, had a difficult family background. His parents divorced when he was young, and he grew up with his mother, a woman he described as a stay-at-home drunk who never worked a day in her life. He put himself through college on scholarships, working part-time jobs just to survive. Yet, he remained optimistic. "The past is the past," he would say. "If you work hard, good things will come." Albert never got his dream job, but he secured a sales position at a small company. Once we both had jobs, we moved in together. "It's not much, but it's our home," he said, his eyes searching mine for reassurance. I smiled. "It's an old apartment, but we'll make it work." A year later, Albert proposed. We got married and Gavin was overjoyed. "Albert, take care of my sister," he said seriously. "She's stubborn, and you'll have tough times, but I'm here if you need me." Albert smiled. I promised to make her happy for the rest of my life. But not everyone celebrated our marriage. Albert's mother, my new mother-in-law, was ice cold when I met her. "You're only 23. Why rush into marriage? Shouldn't you be enjoying life?" she scoffed. "Do what you want, but don't expect me to be at your wedding." She kept her word. She refused to attend and showed no interest in our marriage. When I became pregnant, our wedding had to be postponed. Even then, she didn't care. She never visited, never congratulated me, never acknowledged her grandson. The only people truly happy for me were my parents and Gavin. Even as years passed, I cherished the idea of family. I wished my brother, despite his demanding career, would also find love. Then one day, Gavin called. "I have something important to tell you. I'm coming over." It had been a long time since he last visited. Meline was thrilled. "Uncle Gavin's coming? I hope he stays over," she said, bouncing with excitement. When Gavin arrived, he looked happier than I had ever seen him. "I have big news. Don't be too shocked." I grinned. "You're getting married, aren't you?" His smile widened. "Yes. Her name is Sophia. She's a nurse. We met at the hospital, and she wants to be a housewife after marriage." Albert and Meline congratulated him, but something about it unsettled me. Her eagerness to quit her job, their short courtship, it didn't sit right. "Maybe you should register the marriage after the wedding," I suggested gently. "That makes sense. Thanks, Molly." A month later, their wedding preparations went smoothly, but my unease only grew. "Molly, what's wrong?" Albert asked. "Gavin getting married should be a good thing, right?" I sighed. "I just have a bad feeling." Then I met Sophia, and in an instant I knew. She looked me up and down, her lips curling into a smirk. "Oh, so you're the sister?" I expected someone more refined. "I guess not." "Oh well, it's not like we'll have to talk much after the wedding." Shock rooted me in place. Albert's blank expression told me he understood now too. Meanwhile, Gavin remained blissfully unaware, smiling as Sophia spoke. This woman was trouble. "Gavin, listen to me," I said, my voice firm. "You can't marry her. If you do, it will be the biggest mistake of your life." I had my doubts, but my brother had no idea we were concerned about him. "Once I get married, I'll finally be as happy as you and Albert, right? We're planning a big wedding to show our gratitude to everyone, so look forward to it," Gavin said cheerfully, his expression light and carefree. Meanwhile, Sophia shot us a condescending look, as if we were beneath her, before sneering. If only I could turn back time, I would have done everything in my power to stop my brother from marrying this woman. Even my daughter, young as she was, sensed something was off. "Is Uncle Gavin really sure about this? That lady seems so mean," Melaine murmured, her small voice tinged with worry. But there was nothing we could do. Before we knew it, the wedding day had arrived. Though my concerns lingered, I hadn't heard anything from my brother, so I assumed everything was proceeding as planned. That morning, my daughter was practically buzzing with excitement. "It's Uncle Gavin's wedding today. I can't wait. He said it's going to be huge. I've never been to a wedding before. I wonder what it'll be like," she gushed, her eyes shining. Despite our misgivings about Sophia, we knew a wedding was a momentous occasion. Even though Albert and I weren't thrilled about the marriage, we decided to set our feelings aside and support my brother. Dressed in our best formal attire, we headed to the venue, ready to celebrate Gavin's big day. But as soon as we arrived, we were greeted by Sophia, who wasted no time making her feelings known. We smiled at her politely, but she pointed at us and burst into laughter. "What are you doing here? I never invited you. I told Gavin not to invite you," she said mockingly. Her words stunned me. "What do you mean? We're family. Of course we should be here," I replied, my voice laced with confusion and hurt. It was unthinkable. Who would say something so cruel on such a joyous day? But Sophia wasn't done. She looked at us with open disdain before delivering an even harsher blow. "Having a family like yours here would ruin our image. You're nothing but bottom feeders, and I don't acknowledge you as family. Now get out." "What?" My heart pounded as murmurs spread through the crowd. Relatives began gathering around, drawn by the commotion. Sophia continued smirking, clearly reveling in our discomfort. She stood there, watching us squirm, waiting for us to slink away in shame. I could feel my anger rising. Was this worth it? Had we made a mistake coming here? I had spent a fortune on a thoughtful wedding gift. I had genuinely been looking forward to celebrating my brother's happiness. And now my daughter looked as if she was on the verge of tears. Albert's face was flushed with rage. "Enough. Let's go home." I had thought Sophia was simply unlikable, but I never imagined she would stoop this low. Then, to my surprise, my father suddenly chuckled. The reaction stunned everyone. Gavin and Sophia exchanged bewildered glances, unable to comprehend what was happening. Gavin looked pale, but at that moment we no longer cared. Albert spoke firmly. "I agree. There's no point in staying where we're not wanted. Let's go." That was when Sophia snapped. "What? What are you talking about? I was just being honest. What's wrong with stating the truth? You are a poor family, and having you here would ruin our reputation." I stared at her in disbelief. "What is wrong with you?" My voice trembled with anger. Tears welled in her eyes, but my father was already preparing to leave, his expression one of pure disgust. My mother sighed. "Sophia, calling my daughter's family bottom feeders, judging people based on money alone? That says more about you than it does about them." Sophia hesitated before blurting out, "But Molly's husband works for a small company, doesn't he? Compared to a doctor, of course, he's poor." I didn't say anything untrue. Albert had worked as a salaried employee for years, but recently everything had changed. Gavin knew this. He turned to Sophia, his expression darkening as he realized just how ignorant she was. I took a deep breath. You shouldn't look down on people based on their wealth. It's true that Albert started off working for a small company, but now he's the president of a business with over 100 employees. A doctor's salary may be high, but my husband earns more now, and with far more flexibility. The man Sophia had just insulted was making more than the very doctor she was about to marry. She froze. Her shock was evident. "But I was supposed to marry a doctor for his income," she blurted out. "How could someone around me earn more than a doctor?" Her words sent a ripple of unease through the room. Then, after 4 tense minutes, Gavin finally spoke, his voice cold and unwavering. "I'm calling off the wedding." Gasps echoed throughout the hall. "I never thought you'd insult my family like this," Gavin continued. "And if all you care about is my salary, this marriage would never work anyway." The room fell silent. My father stifled another laugh. "That's a wise decision, Gavin. Marrying someone who doesn't respect your family would have been a disaster." Sophia's face drained of color. "Wait, what? You're all turning against me. This is my wedding. We're supposed to get married today. You can't just change your mind now," she shrieked, tears spilling down her face. But the room had already grown cold toward her. I shrugged. "It's up to you and my brother whether you get married or not. But if you keep insulting me and my family, I won't have anything to do with you." Albert crossed his arms. "Neither will I." With that, we turned to leave. Shortly afterward, my parents and Gavin met with Sophia's family and formally called off the wedding. Sophia was inconsolable. "I was supposed to marry a doctor and live a luxurious life," she wailed. The more she ranted, the more awkward the atmosphere became. In the end, the only sensible person from her side was her brother. "Sophia, stop embarrassing yourself," he sighed. "You brought this upon yourself." He also suggested that the person responsible for the fiasco should cover the wedding's cancellation fees. Sophia's family ended up paying, likely to avoid further humiliation. Although Gavin had been devastated at first, he later showed up at our house looking unexpectedly relieved. "I guess I should be grateful," he admitted. "I nearly became a divorcee before even getting married." We all burst into laughter, knowing he had dodged a bullet. Now all we hope is that he finds someone who truly deserves him. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video. Stay stunned.